If you're over 60, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed your vision getting a little blurrier, especially at night, or your eyes feeling dry, tired, and older all of a sudden? Here's the scary part. For many people, eye damage, especially when blood sugar runs high, can creep in quietly long before you feel a big change. Now, the good news. There is a simple food-first way to support your eyes this fall without strict dieting. And here's the twist most people don't expect. One of the most eye-supportive fall greens is the part Americans usually throw away. And if you eat it the wrong way, it can backfire. Today, I'll show you 5 surprising fall eating rules that protect your vision, support, steady your blood sugar, and even help your brain feel sharper. You'll get practical steps you can use today, what to buy, how to cook it, and what to watch out for if you're on medications. Quick note before we start. This is educational, not medical advice. If you have diabetes, kidney issues, a history of kidney stones, or you take blood thinners or heart medications, use this as a conversation starter with your clinician or pharmacist. Food can be powerful, but it should never replace your treatment plan. All right, let's start by clearing up the 3 biggest myths that quietly sabotage healthy eating, especially in the fall. Myth number 1. If it's a superfood, more is always better. Not true. With certain foods, the dose, the form, and even the cooking method can change everything. Myth number 2. If a headline says a food did something amazing in a lab, that means it will do the same thing in your body. Also not true. Lab studies often use concentrated extracts, not real servings on a dinner plate. Myth number 3. If your vision is changing, it's just aging. Food won't matter. That's one of the most expensive myths because it keeps people from doing the simple daily habits that support the retina, the lens, and the tiny blood vessels that keep your eyes nourished. Here's a quick filter you can use for any health claim you hear on TV, online, anywhere. Ask 3 questions. Was it studied in humans or only in cells and animals? Was it the whole food or a concentrated extract? And is the dose something a real person could eat? Or is it basically supplement level? Keep that filter in your pocket. Now let me explain in plain English what your eyes actually need, especially if you're managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Your retina is like high-performance tissue. It uses a lot of oxygen. It's exposed to light, and it relies on small blood vessels that can be sensitive to blood sugar swings. So the eye protection plan is not one magic food. It's a pattern that does 5 things. It supports your body's antioxidant defenses. It provides carotenoids, especially lutein and zeaxanthin, that concentrate in the retina like natural sunglasses. It includes vitamin A building blocks that support low-light vision. It adds omega-3 fats that support eye structure and comfort. And it builds meals that are less likely to spike and crash blood sugar. And one more detail that's easy to miss. Many of these nutrients are fat-soluble. That means your body absorbs them better when you eat them with a little healthy fat, like olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, or fatty fish. So here's a simple rule you can remember for every meal this fall. Color plus protein plus fiber, and add a little healthy fat. That's the foundation. Now let's get into the 5 fall rules. Each one comes with a do this today action. Rule number 1, don't throw away sweet potato leaves, but always cook them. If you've ever bought sweet potatoes with greens attached, or you've seen bundles of sweet potato leaves at an Asian grocery or farmer's market, most people treat them like scraps. But those leaves are a real leafy green. They're naturally low in sugar. They add fiber, and they contain plant compounds that support your overall antioxidant intake. And for older adults, they're a smart way to increase green volume without relying on raw salads. Here's the important safety detail. Sweet potato leaves should be cooked, not because they're poison, but because cooking makes them easier to digest and more comfortable for the gut. Raw, tough leaves can be irritating for some people. Your simple action today. If you find sweet potato leaves, cook them like you would spinach, quick sauté or steam until wilted. Then add 1 teaspoon of olive oil or a small handful of nuts, or a few slices of avocado on the side. That tiny fat addition helps your body use the fat-soluble nutrients. And if you can't find sweet potato leaves, do the next best thing. Use a greens rotation. Pick 3 greens you tolerate well, like kale collards, bok choy, or romaine, and rotate them through the week. Variety lowers the risk of overdoing any one compound. Rule number 2. Your brain and your eyes may prefer purple sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are already a great fall staple. But purple varieties contain natural pigments called anthocyanins, the same family of pigments found in blueberries and purple cabbage. Here's how to think about them without hype. These pigments are part of a bigger color strategy. Deep colors usually mean different protective plant compounds. And as we age, adding a broader mix of these compounds can support overall resilience. Now the diabetes-friendly part. Sweet potatoes are still a starchy food, so portion and pairing matter. Your simple action today: keep your serving to about a fist-sized portion, and don't eat it alone. Pair it with protein and fiber like eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken beans, or salmon, and add a little healthy fat. That pairing slows digestion and supports steadier blood sugar, which is one of the best indirect ways to protect the tiny vessels in the eyes. Rule number 3. Spinach isn't always a free food. Know the 2 big exceptions. Spinach is nutritious, no question, but it comes with 2 important caveats for certain people, especially older adults. The first caveat is oxalates. Spinach is naturally high in oxalates, and for people who are prone to kidney stones, very high intake can be a concern. The second caveat is vitamin K. Leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, and for people taking warfarin or certain blood thinners, big sudden changes in vitamin K intake can interfere with medication management. Notice what I'm not saying. I'm not saying never eat spinach. I'm saying know your category, your simple action today. If you've had kidney stones before, avoid making spinach your daily smoothie base. Rotate your greens and consider cooked greens more often than raw. Cooking can lower the oxalate load in some vegetables, and it's usually easier on digestion. If you take warfarin, the key is consistency. You don't need to fear greens, you need to keep your intake steady and talk with your clinician if you plan a major diet change. And if you're not in either group, spinach can absolutely be part of your rotation. Just don't let any single superfood become your entire plan. Rule number 4. Build the fall eye shield plate using seasonal foods that stack benefits. Most people think eye health equals carrots. Carrots are helpful because of beta-carotene, a vitamin A precursor, but they're not the only hero. In the fall, you can build an eye shield plate by stacking 3 types of foods: orange foods, green foods, and purple or blue foods. Then you add protein and healthy fat. Here's what that looks like in real life. Orange foods: sweet potatoes, pumpkin butternut, squash, carrots. These bring vitamin A building blocks, vitamin C support, and fiber. Green foods: kale collards, and yes, spinach or sweet potato leaves if they work for you. These are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, the retina-friendly carotenoids. Purple and blue foods. Blueberries are the classic, but frozen blueberries work just as well year-round. Purple sweet potatoes count here too. Now add the absorbers: a little olive oil on roasted squash, a few walnuts with berries, or fatty fish like salmon a couple times a week, which supports omega-3 intake. Your simple action today: pick one dinner this week and build it like this. Half the plate is colorful vegetables. 1/4 is protein. 1/4 is smart carbs like sweet potato or beans. And add 1 thumb-sized portion of healthy fat. That's it. That one plate pattern repeated creates momentum. Rule number 5. How you cook and what you drink can make or break the benefit. This is where a lot of healthy eating accidentally goes wrong. Let's start with cooking. If you boil vegetables and pour the water down the drain, you can lose some water-soluble nutrients. If you overcook greens until they're gray, you lose both flavor and some of the delicate plant compounds. So, what works well in the real world? Steaming, quick sauté, roasting, and soups because you keep the liquid. Now the beverage side. Some drinks that feel healthy can be risky, with certain medications, especially in concentrated forms. The best-known example is grapefruit juice, which can interfere with the way your body processes several medications. Green tea and cranberry products can also be worth a medication check, especially if you're taking blood thinners or you're using concentrated supplements. Here's the practical, non-panicky approach. Don't make sudden dramatic changes. And don't guess. Your simple action today. If you take any prescription medication, ask your pharmacist one question. Are there any foods, teas, or juices I should avoid or keep consistent with this medication? That one question can prevent a lot of trouble. And if you're not on medications, still keep a smart rule. Avoid sugary fall drinks at night. Late sugar spikes can disturb sleep and push blood sugar higher overnight, which is not what your eyes want. Now let's tie everything together into the simple fix, a 7-day fall template you can actually follow. Here's the goal for 1 week. Not perfection, just consistency. Day to day, you're going to repeat a few anchors. Anchor 1. 3 days this week, eat a cooked leafy green. That can be kale collards, bok choy, or sweet potato leaves if you find them. Cooked counts. Soup counts. Anchor 2. 2 days this week include a squash or pumpkin food. Roasted butternut squash. Pumpkin soup. Or a simple side of mashed squash with olive oil and herbs. Anchor 3. 2 days this week include a purple or blue food, a half cup of blueberries with plain yogurt, or a serving of purple sweet potato with dinner. Anchor 4. Every day include protein at each meal. This is a huge stabilizer for many older adults. Eggs, fish, poultry beans, tofu, Greek yogurt, whatever works for you. Anchor 5. Add a small amount of healthy fat with colorful plants. Olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, or fatty fish. This helps your body use the eye-supportive nutrients you're eating. If you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, here's a practical add-on. Don't eat starchy foods by themselves, especially later in the day. Pair them. And keep desserts and sweet drinks as occasional earlier-in-the-day treats, not nightly habits. If you try this for 7 days, pay attention to 3 things. Your afternoon energy, your cravings after dinner, and how your eyes feel at night. Dryness, strain, that tired sensation. Will 1 week fix everything? No, and nobody should promise that. But 1 week can prove something powerful, that small food choices can change how you feel fast enough to stay motivated. Let's recap the 5 rules in one breath. 1. Eat the greens people throw away like sweet potato leaves, but cook them. 2. Try purple sweet potatoes for a deeper color strategy, but pair your carbs. 3. Don't treat spinach like a free-for-all if you have kidney stone risk, or take warfarin rotate and stay consistent. 4. Build the fall eye shield plate. Orange, green, and purple blue, plus protein and healthy fat. 5. Cook smart and drink smart, steaming, sautéing soups, and check beverages for medication interactions. If you want, tell me in the comments which one surprised you most. Was it the sweet potato leaves, the spinach caveat, or the idea that a teaspoon of healthy fat can improve absorption? And in the next video, I'll walk you through a 10-minute fall dinner that hits every one of these nutrient buckets without complicated recipes and without guesswork.